Internet, and welcome to On the Sofa Live Extra. If you're new, do subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the loop. This first story is from the Daily Britain. Starmer's niece selected for safe Croydon seat as two black women councillors are deselected, by Jordan Scott. This is from the 1st of May. This is really corrupt. This story really burns my arse. Two long-serving black women councillors have been blocked from standing for Labour in one of its safest wards in Croydon, while Keir Starmer's niece, a woman in her mid-20s who interned for a Labour government minister last year, has been selected to stand in their place ahead of next Thursday's local elections. The revelations, first reported by Inside Croydon, have prompted significant concern among Labour members in the Bensham Manor ward, who described the process as a parachute selection that bypassed democratic norms and removed two experienced local representatives to make way for a candidate with connections to the highest levels of the Labour Party. And this has been the MO, the modus operandi of Keir Starmer's Labour. This is the sort of thing that continues to happen. They consistently deselect talented people in favour of people from their side of the party just because they're too left as far as they're concerned. They're too close to Corbyn, so that they can select people from their side of the party who agree with Starmer, who agree with Peter Mandelson, who agree with Morgan McSweeney and Labour together. You know, that's what they've been doing all this time. It's blatant corruption. Who Ellie Sandover is. Ellie Sandover is a candidate in Bensham Manor ward, the second safest Labour ward in the Croydon borough. She is the daughter of Katie Swarby, one of Keir Starmer's three siblings, and the twin of Nick Starmer, who died aged 60 in December 2024. Swarby is a qualified nurse working in the care sector. She is the same sister to whom Starmer referred publicly at the Prime Minister's questions in 2021 when he told Boris Johnson, "My sister is a poorly paid care worker." Sandover is in her mid-20s, a former pupil at the Brit School in Croydon and a graduate of the Central School of Speech and Drama. She completed a master's degree in law while simultaneously working as a youth engagement lead at Croydon's Legacy Youth Zone and as a parliamentary intern for Sarah Jones, the Labour MP for Croydon West and a junior minister in Starmer's government. In May and June of last year, she was selected in August 2025, among the first of Labour's 70 Croydon council candidates to be announced. Her selection was managed by Labour's London region rather than by local party members. In other words, she was parachuted in to that position. Who was replaced and how? Two sitting councillors in Bensham Manor, Eunice O'Dame and Enid Molyneux, were both blocked by the Labour Party's National Executive Committee from standing again as candidates in 2026. Both women are black. Molyneux has served as Labour's shadow cabinet member for community safety for most of the past 4 years, a senior role in Croydon Labour groups elected for her Labour leader Stuart King. Despite this, nameless and unaccountable NEC officials deemed her unsuitable to stand as a candidate. O'Dame had, as recently as last year, been considered suitable enough by the Labour Party to stand as a parliamentary candidate in the 2024 general election, albeit in the unwinnable seat of Kingston and Surbiton. In 2026, the same party decided she was not acceptable as a council candidate in a ward she already represented. In total, 4 black women were among 6 sitting Croydon Labour councillors blocked by the NEC from standing in 2026, a pattern that Labour members in the borough have described as deeply troubling. It is deeply troubling. They're right. It is very troubling. It's all very suspect to me. And I can't help but think that there's an element of racism happening here. It's all very suspicious. The selection process and what members say. Labour's standard rules require those seeking selection as candidates to have been members for at least 6 months before the selection meeting. Sandover was elected in August 2025, meaning she would need to have joined the party no later than February 2025 to meet that requirement. Croydon Labour members say no proper selection meeting took place in Bensham Manor. Bensham Manor members disappointed no selection happened, one member said. Her candidacy was, in the words of Inside Croydon, hand-picked and imposed through the regional party machinery rather than through local democratic process. And that, that stinks. That really does stink. That is corrupt. All to get someone related to Keir Starmer parachuted into a position that really stinks. Members in the ward say Sandover's relationship to the Prime Minister was known to Croydon MPs Sarah Jones and Natasha Irons, despite a Croydon Labour official telling Inside Croydon, "That's news to me," when asked about it, while carefully avoiding an outright denial. Concerns have also been raised about Sandover's visibility during the campaign period. Her last canvassing post on social media was dated 9th of April, more than 3 weeks before polling day. Members have described her as not very visible in campaign or community, saying they were missing Enid Molyneux. One member said, "Elle is a very new member to the party." Another described her as having been parachuted into a safe Labour seat. Where Sandover lives has not been confirmed, with reports that she has not disclosed her home address to local members, and that's sus in itself. What has she got to hide? Honestly, this whole thing stinks. It really does. It really stinks. The broader context. The Croydon selection controversy sits within a Labour Party that has spent months asking the public to trust its judgment on questions of propriety, transparency, and fairness, even as the Mandelson vetting scandal has dominated the headlines and the Prime Minister faces a formal parliamentary standards investigation. It also comes in a Croydon that has its own troubled selection history. 4 people are currently facing charges of cybercrime offences over the 2023 Croydon East parliamentary selection, a case that exposed the lengths to which internal Labour Party power struggles can go. Isn't it good to have the grown-ups back in the room? Yeah, isn't it great? It's nice, isn't it, the quiet? Unbelievable. The optics of the Bentham Manor situation are uncomfortable for a party whose Prime Minister has publicly spoken about his sister as a symbol of the underpaid, undervalued workers that Labour is supposed to represent. A ward where the same Prime Minister's niece has now been installed as a candidate, displacing two black women who were deemed unacceptable by anonymous NEC officials, is Labour's second safest seat in the borough. Labour was approached for comment, but had not responded at the time of publication. The Labour Party, under Keir Starmer, Peter Mandelson, and until just recently Morgan McSweeney, is corrupt. It's become a corrupt party. In my opinion, they've become just as corrupt as the Tories ever were. Can you imagine if the Tories had done this? Starmer's cheerleaders wouldn't stop going on about it. You'd never hear the end of it. But because Red Team Good, because it's their golden boy Starmer, silence, complete silence on social media about this from Starmer's cheerleaders anyway. Because they won't hear a bad thing against their glorious leader. They won't hear a bad thing said against their chosen team. Because it's the good team, because it's the red team, because it's Labour doing this, and Labour can do no wrong, and Starmer can do no wrong as far as they're concerned. You don't hear anything about it. But I think this is corruption. This is a clear case of corruption. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. And please do me a favour and like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and do leave a comment because that would really help me out with the algorithm. Okay, bye for now.